guys like this video, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and if you guys are interested in a personal session, check out my website, ReadingsWithBree.com. And now if you guys are interested in some more exclusive content, I now have my Patreon, The Cosmic Circle, Readings with Bree, where you're going to dive into weekly crystal ball and tarot readings, to monthly Q&As, hypnosis recordings, tarot classes, and more. So if you guys want to be an exclusive member and join me on that journey, I'll put the link below. But thank you to each and every one of you for all your love and support. It truly means the world to me, and I just love you guys so very much. So let's dive into the topics for today. How are you guys doing today? I'm looking forward to doing a tarot and crystal ball reading for you guys for the month of November, and see what messages are coming out. I do have to say, again, I have a big love for astrology and Chinese astrology and numerology, and looking at the month of November does clash significantly with 2025. So just energetically looking at this, and I believe we're also entering into Mercury retrograde as well, and it's gonna be a bit of a volatile month of November. But also on that flip side, you guys, massive energetic energies, especially with alignments and 3i Atlas, when it comes to realizations and moving down a different energetic path than this corrupt 3D world. So let's dive in. I'm going to pull some tarot, and we're going to look at the overall energy for the month of November. Let's see what's going on, Spirit. Let's pull some oracles to start with. What can you share with us, Spirit, when it comes to the month of November energetic readings? Vulture's coming out, you guys. All right. What else can you share when it comes to the energetic report on the month of November for the collective? The Cave, and back of the deck is the Venom. All right. So let's see what else we have here. Spirit, what can you share with us when it comes to the overall energy and the month of November? What can you share with us, Spirit? I'm going to do the Celtic Cross again today. I'm really enjoying the spread. Sorry, 4, 5, 6. Oh boy. All right, 7, 8, 9, 10. I was wondering if that 10 of Wands was going to come out. Okay, let me see if I can just get this a little organized for you guys to fit all in the screen. All right, you guys, so looking at the tarot spread here for the month of November for the collective, you guys, it does start off really beautiful with the Fool card, okay? This is showing the situation and that humanity in the collective is beginning a brand new cycle, okay? And this lines up absolutely beautifully with the momentum of 3i Atlas and also the astrological alignments that have been happening, and being in the year being in the age of Aquarius as well. So when we see this is again society stepping into an unknown era. I feel like systems have absolutely exhausted themselves. They're broken, and they are on that verge of entering into a whole new collective energy here. So when we look at the challenge being the Hierophant and that deep state energy, you guys, this is the old institutions, the old structures. I've seen a lot coming up recently with the Vatican. And I think a lot of the corruption really stems as well with connections with the royal family. That has come up when I looked into the momentum in the weeks ahead with the royal family. So big energies there and takedowns, okay? So this is that the dogma, the gatekeeping, and really the big message is like the challenge is seen through the truth as well. And it's interesting too, because if we look at so many different mediums and psychics or tarot readers, like there are many of them nowadays. And I just want to say also, like, including my readings, you guys, tune into your heart, because there is a lot of fear porn put out there right now as well. And, you know, I don't always agree with everything that everyone says personally. And I really just encourage you guys to tune into your heart too, because there's a lot of, I think, big, well-known people that push a lot of fear porn. Okay. Now, if we look at what we need to focus on as a collective, we have the Seven of Swords in this, and this is about strategy. This is maneuvering and really gaining a sense of sharpening our awareness and our discernment. How tired are you guys hearing me say that? I'm sorry, I'm going to keep saying it. So that's all about our strategy and being able to maneuver. Again, we have to be with flow. We have to be adaptable, because these old systems are dying. And if you continue to cling on to these old systems, it's like sink or swim, right? You know, you're going to be sinking if you're still going to hold on to these old systems, because all these structures are going to change, including the financial system, you guys. So again, when we look at this, I really want to say focus. What we need to focus on is transparency. Okay, big one. And, you know, integrity as well, looking to protect your own data, because I get that there's a lot of, we'll see what the crystal ball says, but I'm getting there's going to be a lot of, like, I want to say scams, but that's not, like cyber situations, or attempts to take people's data, and that could be even hacking into bank accounts. Like, that kind of energy is what I'm getting. So protect your data as well is what I get as a strong message there. Now, if we look at the past energy, we have the Four of Swords, and this is like the exhaustion and the stillness from the past. So I feel like there is only so much that we have been, shown. There's been so many lies from centuries, and that have really come in and influenced our spiritual journey, let's say, our evolution. And a lot of these corrupt deep states and factions are now losing their power. I mean, they've been slowly losing it for a while, but it's like what I'm seeing is this is also like within the next, again, like 2 months here, 2 months, over the next 2 months to 2 years. I know that's a broad window, you guys, but that's these deep states and these elites that lose their power and resources, and they don't have a stronghold. So I mentioned this, maybe this was on my Patreon, but you're gonna see, I've seen when we look at the momentum also of a lot of like protests coming together. Okay, that's been a big one that has come out that I've seen. But again, paying attention, using your discernment, because if these protests are getting violent and you're noticing fires being lit and windows being smashed, that's because they're paid actors. Okay, you guys, and these resources are dwindling and they don't have access to those deep pockets anymore. So you're gonna notice like a dog-eat-dog world happening here. Especially November is going to be volatile. Especially having it be the year of the boar for the month of November. Okay, so when we look at the past, again, this is a bit of this is a big exhaustion after a battle. Okay, so it's showing us exhausted here, and then in the energy of the Hangman, we have our strengths, and this is something that is really cool, because again, the big question also with certain alignments are, that a lot of people are talking about is like, is there just going to be a mass awakening happening? On some levels, yes. But I really have to stress that doesn't mean like everyone's going to still see things the same way, because this is our strength, is resilience, collective resilience through, guess what? Surrender, but seeing things from a new light. Look at his halo here, you guys. Look at the halo and the illumination that happens here. Okay, so when I see this is the old world being like turned upside down so the truth can become visible. Okay, and this is in our strength, so this is something many people are gonna start to see. And a lot of let's say, we can say the normies that have called a lot of us crazy are gonna start to see things a little bit differently. So That'll be interesting. Now, again, not everyone. There's still going to be lots that cling on to this old deep state. But let's keep going, because we also have the devil coming out of the future, which does show me this month of November, you guys, can be intense. So this intense energy with the devil, you guys, and also things that we need to focus on, I keep getting a lot about also to you guys, make sure you do have some resources available as well, because I have consistently seen, like, look at all the black here. The black, we have the vulture, we have the venom, we have the cave. I have consistently got a lot about blackouts happening across the world as well, and I think there could be a hiccup or glitch with the financial system as well, with the 10 of Pentacles in the advice. So when we look at the devil, you guys, in the month of November as the outcome, it does show a bit of a shakeup, and this could be a big volatility with, even in when I was looking at this on another reading, I was getting quite a bit of a shakeup with potentially the US with the Trump and some impulsive actions that happen. So moving forward with this, again, looking at the the shadow exposure with the devil as well, you guys, it's like manipulation through fear and indulgence. But again, that awareness can break the chain. So there's look, it's kind of interesting. Look at what's next to the devil though. We have the sun, which is illumination. So it's that dog eat dog. We're going to see more of these elites turning on each other, and in turn they expose and let the collective know things that have been happening beneath the surface. So when we move forward and look at the advice for this, we have the 10 of Pentacles, and this is staying anchored, you guys. This is a strong stability and family, coming together as family, as connected in circles, and this is like tangible resources. And that's why I want to say again, I never want to just push a bunch of fear or porn or anything like that out there, but it is a good idea to stay rooted, stay grounded, because water was coming up in a lot of my scenes that I was seeing within my mind as well. And this is potentially like certain floods and disruptions within earth, because I seen earth stretching and shifting and moving, and in turn it can also create, guess what, more issues with earthquakes, but also I was seeing flooding. Okay, so again, just having some resources on hand. Now, looking at the environment, we have the 2 of Wands here, and this is a threshold. The 2 of Wands is my big portal energy, and we are collectively going through a energetic portal here, entering into a whole new vibrations that is downloading our not downloading, but like our remembrance is coming online, if that makes sense. Okay, so this is activation within our cells, within our DNA, with that sun. But the 2 of Wands in the environment shows a, let's say, like a major stage for a collective being redirected, and redirected with 3i Atlas. I've got this again and again, certain codes being kind of turned on, the feminine and the masculine. It really linked up to, if you've been, with me following some of my readings, we've talked a lot about the Atlantis and Lemurian codes and that masculine and feminine archetypes activating. And that's what I get very significantly with the sun. I mean, and this is also in the placement of, guess what, hopes and fears. And people want illumination, people want transparency, and that's what's coming out there within our hopes and fears. So there will be optimism after the devil's shadow, you guys, and also knowing that those shadows are what, push us through and illuminate our path, right? Without that duality, we wouldn't have that experience. So a lot of people get scared of that devil and the darkness and the shadows, but that is the very thing that's being pushed to the surface. Yes, in our personal lives, but as a collective agreement as well. All right. Now the 10 of Swords is also coming out in my outcome, which is a little bit of a bummer because it shows still quite a bit of volatility and stressful energy for the month of November, okay? There is that light at the end of the tunnel, but the 10 of Wands as the outcome does show a weight on the shoulders and a weight of responsibilities. The thing is, the 10s are, guess what, also endings. So is 2025. So it does line up quite beautifully, but it's like the collective is succeeding, I feel like, in breaking free, but they must bear that workload of like rebuilding, because all these structures have to be built up and renewed. And when we look at the cave and the vulture and the venom, you guys, I mean, the cave is the gestation. It is the wisdom that grows in the dark, from what I can see. But also more on a 3D world as well. I do see the cave as being power outages and blackouts happening again across the world. So that's something that keeps coming out. Now the vulture as well, this is that recycle. It's the death and rebirth. It's the old institutions that need to be stripped away, so that the new ones can be reborn, right? And that venom is really the catalyst. So it is that dog eat dog world that we're going to probably see in the month of November, but that intensity is going to illuminate the path, okay, you guys? And again, something I want to share as well. I mean, we have a lovely group that I'm an honor to be friends with, and they are doing these meditations for Mother Earth and for the collective, and they're just stunning and beautiful. And it's like, you guys, through the collective shadow work, we can neutralize these toxins, okay? So I feel like a lot of us need to really get out of that victim mentality and think that we don't have any choice or any power, because that's an old belief system that is being stripped away. And I feel like as that's being stripped away, many people are confused because they're realizing that the entire world that they grew up knowing is a lie. And that's a lot to really take in if you're not open to adjusting and going through the cycles of death and rebirth, okay? So pretty big intense energy for the month of November. I'm going to take a few moments and see what messages I can get in the crystal ball, and maybe we'll pull a couple cards on some things that I'm seeing. Now, as we dive into the crystal ball, I'm doing a bit of a part 2 because I lost track of time again yesterday and I didn't want to rush the crystal ball. I started doing a bit of gazing and then I had to dart out and it just felt rushed and incomplete. So I'm now doing this as a next day part 2 on this November report. So when we look at the energy of what is in the crystal ball, I'll see what else is coming out. But the first thing that I got yesterday was, again, something that I have seen multiple times in the past, and it was the Ring of Fire. And when I see this, it feels like a big emphasis for the month of November, and I understand the Ring of Fire touches through many different countries, but there was a big highlighted area, and I'm going to look at this as Asia. We could get more specifically and pinpoint it a little bit to Japan, but I did get the Asia pinpointed location when it comes to potentially some volatile energies, whether this is earthquakes, tsunamis, and this seems to be kicking up for the month of November, okay? Worldwide though, again, I still did get a lot about blackouts, and this does seem pretty intense, you guys. With the devil in the outcome, there is a sense of, it feels in some cases like that devil's winning, okay? But I really encourage you guys to tune into your heart, because I'm also noticing a lot of, I might have mentioned this earlier, but a lot of individuals talking about so much doom and gloom, and I may do another video on this, more specific, to see if we can dig in and dive into the pinpoints, because I do think a lot of things need to adjust and change within our collective in order to enter into this new vibration. But again, with this alignment, something else that I've seen very strongly, before I get into that topic, going back to the blackouts, something that is being highlighted as well was I was getting Brazil in terms of blackouts. So again, never for fear, but just making sure you guys do have some resources. Like look at the black, look at the devil here. And then when we look at the advice and what we need to focus on, we need to be strategic right now on, first of all, where we're investing our energies, because even, like I said, even for me as a tarot reader, you guys, question everything, because it feels like there's more infiltrations of some dark energies happening here. And there's been certain people that I have watched in the past that I resonated with, and some of the things that are coming out, I'm like, ooh, I mean, it's really kind of making me take a step back and use my discernment too, because it's quite a bit of darkness. And when I was looking into this earlier, it just feels like there is going to be an excess amount of trying to infiltrate certain individuals that try to also speak truth, okay? That's something that was interesting that I got. Now, again, so I was getting Brazil specifically, but we can kind of zoom out and focus a bit on South America. But I was getting a bit of a hiccup with potentially, again, power outages, blackouts, but it's like a disruption within the grid, okay? And the other part that came out yesterday was, I know we don't have the eight of wands out on the table, but there was fast shooting wands going across the sky. And I get a couple different things with this. One being, look at the sun here, you guys. Solar energies. This could be a representation of solar flares, but just a lot of intense solar energies. I'll be interested to see how the Schumann resonance is for the month of November. But this is a fast, accelerated also energy hitting Mother Earth. And when this happens, I do see a lot of potential disruptions within the grids. And I gotta say, what also came out, you guys, again, it's been a big topic for 2025, but more issues and technical difficulties with flights, specifically like planes and flights. Now, on the another aspect of these wands that I was seeing in the crystal ball as well, there was also this whitish golden orb within the skies. So please use your discernment to this, because I couldn't get a very big authentic or genuine energy. It did feel a little on the gray area for me. So again, using your discernment, because we do have that devil in the outcome of November, which does show a lot of volatility, and this could also be them trying to pull some more things out of the playbook, and also looking at the implications with the drones coming back, surveillance, things within the sky. So please use your discernment for that. Now we also have, again, as I said so many times, the alignments with 3i Atlas. And this is interesting because I do think with these alignments, it gives us the ability with the strength here to have a new perspective, a new awareness. And this also lines up quite a bit with an energy that I'm seeing in the crystal ball, and it relates to the Pleiadians, but there's something significant about 7. So this could represent that council, the 7 sisters, I think I've heard in the past, or it's also a representation to like the star elders guiding Earth, or guiding Earth's evolution. But when we look at 7, I consistently got 7, and I also got 7 degrees. Now again, I'm not immersed deeply into like astrology, so you guys will have to let me know if there's something significant about 7 degrees in the month of November. But what really caught my eye was also this 7 of swords, you guys. Here's another 7 that could represent this alignment that's happening when it comes to, again, going through the motions of our, I guess we can say like evolution, but seeing this as like each degree represents new awareness that is coming online here with, again, the sun and the solar codes. So I see this as like the initiation also, because as I said in the beginning here, this is a collective entering into a new era. And these devils are not they're not able to obtain that frequency in this new era. Okay, but there's still a lot of stuff worldwide that needs to come out, and that intensity is going to increase potentially for the month of November. And this is going back probably like, I don't know, even a month ago or longer. But I still do remember seeing a pretty awful image of quite a bit of gory scenes, and we have the vulture here as well, and that vulture, you know, does feed off of the carcasses. So when I look at this, you know, we may see an intense energy with conflicts and wars and fighting for the month of November. And also on top of that, it just seems like externally or environmentally, there's also a lot of upgrades, but shifts within Mother Gaia, which are going to include earthquakes and flooding. I was getting a lot about flooding as well. So it's going to be an interesting month. And just what I can say is, you know, tune into your heart and be prepared inside as well, and having some resources. So I'm going to actually pull a few cards on this number 7 and see what other messages we can get from that. So let's see here. All right, so I think I want to end on just pulling a couple cards in an oracle when it comes to this plating energy I'm seeing, and also the connections or links to the 7 energy, 7 degrees. What I'm seeing in the crystal ball right now is, like, to me, it looks like a sun. And then there's a heart. It's like the heart of the sun. What else can you share, Spirit, about the energy of the Pleiades or the number 7? What can you share? All right, the vision, the sword, and the agape. Well, let's pull some tarot first. It's a really bright energy that's coming out right in the middle. It's like a heart of the, it's like a spiritual heart. Okay, what else can you tell me about this, Spirit? And how does this relate to the month of November? Temperance. We have the sun, you guys. That's exactly, and look at how big and bold that sun is. That's exactly what it looks like, this big, bold, beautiful sun. And we have the 7 yet again with the Fool. Holy crow. The sun and the moon. This is crazy, you guys. All right, let's see what's going on. All right, you guys, 1 second, because there's some stuff that is really starting to click right now. I don't know a whole lot in detail about the Pleiadians and the star clusters, but like what I keep getting again, I was seeing a sun, like the fact that that sun came out yet again, and the 7 with the Fool as the outcome. Okay, so what I see in the crystal ball too is, at first I thought it was a sun, but it could represent also like the heart of the sun, or that Pleiadian clusters, the 7 sisters, when we're looking at that Pleiadian lineage or that Pleiadian group. This is so interesting. Okay. I'm getting a yes, like Alcyone. Let me know if I'm saying that wrong. I'm awful at pronouncing names. So when I look at the sun, I'm getting like a yes with Alcyone, and it is that source awareness, you guys, and it's in the past here. So when we look at that, the 7 degrees as a representation of mastery, completion, it's that I guess we can say octave between or beyond limitation, human limitation here. Wow. And then we have humanity's integrating into a higher dimensional family and resonance here. But we still have that heavy burden with that 10 of swords or 10 of wands aspecting it. But 10s are also endings, you guys. And you know what, this is kind of getting a little off track, but I'm sure I've mentioned this in the past, but every once in a while I do connect sometimes to an app that is a spirit box, and you can sometimes get connections with spirits. Now, I don't use this a whole lot, but once in a while when I'm, feeling grounded and in the mood, I do tune into it. And I did look at this recently, and I did get something that said 5D and it said next week. And that would be also an alignment, again, looking at this upcoming Friday as well. And there's something about 5D. I'm not saying you guys were all vanishing into this 5D world. That is not what I'm saying. But when I look at this, there's something here also about the essence of that 5D remembrance, okay? This is an integration. This is a harmonious energy when it comes to the 7 sisters that keeps coming out, and the momentum for humanity with a whole new energy and a whole new collective start here. So I see the temperance right now, you guys, as that alchemical process. We have that blending of 3D with the 5D heart frequency. And this is showing me a recalibration, you guys. This is crazy. I mean, this is just crazy because things are like connecting with all these 7s, and then all of a sudden seeing that sun in the crystal ball to represent Alcyone too, with also the alignment 3-eye atlas, right? 3-eye, looking at our 3rd eye as well. This is interesting. So the Fool's the outcome. I mean, not always loving the word quantum, but looking at it as a whole new reset for the collective here. And what is really neat is seeing these 3. It's like the trine with the sun, the agape. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see that one. The agape, the sword, and then we have the vision. So it's kind of like that trine of unconditional love. It's like being married to higher sight, higher vision, and really with that sword is cutting through compassion with clarity as well, and truth. So November does seem to be a bit of an intense month, you guys, but it also is like, yes, it's like a purification, because there's sadness here. So I've also seen in the past, unfortunately, in the months ahead, this could represent even November too, you know, we will potentially see more souls parting from this 3D realm and passing. So there's a heavy grief and a sadness with that 5 of Cups, but it does look like there are activations also towards the end of November when it comes to like a big coherent leap with our heart center, okay? So having that temperance Archangel Michael, that guidance coming through, and a reset to our whole like nervous system is what it looks like. Wow, this was really interesting, you guys. Let me know what you guys think, if you have questions or if you want me to dive into anything else, but I think I will end there. Let's actually just pull a, you know what? Oh, I thought there was a tarot deck that caught my eye, but it's not the one I was thinking. So let's just pull a final oracle to end here. What can you share, Spirit, about the overall energies for the month of November? The Seeker. And you guys, look at this. 3-eye atlas, Alcyone. I keep getting I think I get the name mixed up with the eye illuminating here, and this says, could you surrender just a bit more? The all-seeing eye, which also lights up to the brightest star, or that 7 sisters energy with that Alcyone. This is crazy, you guys. I love when Spirit just gives little synchronicities and confirmations like that. So look at that. We have the vision going through that portal. This is actually a really beautiful card. And this is lovely. So again, it says the all-seeing eye, spirit, and release. Okay, number 36, which is also a representation of 2025, which is endings, number 9, endings, and going into new beginnings and planting new seeds for that 1 year for 2026. So, back of the deck, I'm going to share this one because this just really relates. It just talks about the gifted guide. This is stars, chaos, and opportunity. And this perfectly represents the entire spread we did today, because yes, we have the stars. I was seeing this cluster of also a representation of the Pleiades and that the 7 sisters. Maybe I can dive a little bit deeper in meditation and do another video all on its own on this one. But this is also beautiful because we have the stars here and we have chaos, which represents a lot of the energy for the month of November, and it being a direct clash for 2025. But through that chaos, what does it lead to? Opportunities, okay, you guys? So I think that's a beautiful way to end it. As always, I love you guys so very much. And until next time, bye for now.